Hello and welcome to another Talking To episode. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by
Hayden.
And today we can talk about the TMNT, the 2012 Season 2, Episode 15, Mazes and Mutants. So, what do you think about this episode briefly?
To be honest, briefly, this was a nice change. This was a really weird and wacky, crazy D&D themed episode, and to be honest, I kind of liked it. I do like the fantasy D&D side of things, and yeah, it was quite a weird and wacky episode to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy all the fantasy stuff and how much they're able to go into the fun elements of the Tales side and the universe and stuff like that. But there is an annoying part which we'll be talking about in just a second that really annoyed about this episode. Okay, so with this episode, we do get Saber Turtles playing Mazes and Mutants. What do you think about that bit in the beginning bit?
When the Turtles are playing the Dungeons and Dragons game, Mazes and Dragons, I was thinking, okay, cool. I've never seen the Turtles actually play a board game before, especially D&D, which is pretty cool to see. Just seeing them play a board game together, especially D&D, was pretty funny. And just seeing how annoyed Raph gets from losing from a monkey bite. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Just seeing different ways and how they just relax and just chill out. And I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe Ice Cream Cat is still around. Like literally, when Master Splinter opened up that fridge and Ice Cream Cat was just there with a cheesicle, and he was just sitting there, just vibing. I'm like, oh my god, he's still around, he's still alive.
Yeah, that Ice Cream Cat is going to be there for the whole series, so look forward to that. Yeah, I mean, with this bit here, I found this bit to be quite enjoyable, just seeing the Turtles out their elements and doing something new, fun, and it was a nice change to see Turtles doing something different compared to them always training or watching TV or something like that. So I did enjoy that for what it was. It was just a nice change. But with that being said, and this is not really much of a spoiler, and this something will annoy a lot. When Donnie said basically they're done searching for Miss Jim for today, they sort of misspoke because they never go after Miss Jim ever again in this series. And that is so annoying. And that's the thing that really annoyed me about this episode. Because they have a very interesting and entertaining storyline they could have gone through for the entire show, going after all the mission candidates and stuff like that. But yet they dropped it in this episode so that they can do a filler episode like this. And while I did enjoy the whole filler stuff, it's so annoying because, but yeah, now that you know that they have dropped that storyline, what do you think about that?
Really? They dropped the whole mutagen storyline? They completely drop it. This is the last sort of episode we get to hear about it, and they just completely drop it.
Well, pretty much, yeah. I mean, there was a few episodes in a few other seasons, and did bring some characters and come in to the show and say basically that was created from this event. But other than that, they pretty much don't go after the mission whatsoever. And I think there's so much they could have done with it. All the new mutants they could have brought in, and yet it was dropped just because they wanted to do something else. And it's so annoying.
Really? To be honest, I just want to quickly say this. I thought they would have wanted to keep going with this mutagen hunt because of the sad story that we get to hear at the end of this episode. And it's just really quite sad, and it's a shame that they don't go and explore the mutagen and try and help out New York City with it, because some poor random guy, especially a child, could pick it up and turn into a mutant in this episode. And I'm going to go and speak about it a lot more towards the end because it's really sad.
Yeah, I think for my overall thoughts is problems with the show overall. I mean, I do have quite a lot of problems with the show, but I think this show, this one in particular show, or this problem in particular, is a really good example. Is that they have and they have so many great ideas and stories and characters and stuff like that. But yeah, they drop it just because, and they just want to do pretty much everything but they don't want to actually go all the way with something. And I think like a really good example, like 2003's, like the Notes on the from Notes on the Ground, the Notes from the Underground story arc. Like that one goes throughout the whole show, and despite it not being the best or entertaining episodes, they at least go throughout the whole show. But yet here, when they have something really great and interesting, they drop it just because someone do this kind of episode. It's just so annoying. But yeah, let's move on to something a bit more entertaining. So we do get to see the turtles want to do LARP, and we get to see them dress up. Oh boy. Would you like to talk about it first?
Yeah, sure. When the turtles say they want to do LARP, I was thinking, hold on a sec, is it LARP or just like normal LARP? And for those who don't know LARP, it's live action roleplay in which you dress up as your fantasy character, such as like a barbarian or a knight, and you play D&D in real time. And just hearing them say that, I was thinking, hold on a minute, they're gonna do what exactly? And it was pretty funny to see them all dress up and become their D&D characters, which is just pretty cool to see. And it was just really cool and how they were so creative and how they built their characters. Like, I really do like how Raphael built his like skull helmet for his like dwarf barbarian, and of course I really do like Leo's helmet and his whole holy knight setup, which is pretty cool. But yeah, just seeing them dress up in their D&D characters was pretty cool. It's like cosplaying, like they're proper like cosplaying in the sewers doing D&D stuff. This is just a completely different side of the turtles that I'm seeing for the first time, and it's pretty weird and pretty wacky, but somehow it works, which surprised me the most.
Yeah, I have to say that like these costumes surprisingly are like really good, and I think it's just because of how creative I was able to get with again like using all the stuff around the house, with using the cardboard boxes. Leo's using a trash can as a shield. I think like they was able to get like really creative with like so little, and I noticed this now. Like Donatello, he has his dressing gown type thing. It says Glenn on it. I don't know where he got his dressing gown from, so that's interesting. And yeah, I think like they're all just so fascinating and interesting, and I would definitely like to see these titles like use these costumes again, just because like they're so creative and it's just so amazing. And yeah, I mean, the one thing which is really annoying me is not really so much as the costumes, but because they made figures of these, it really annoyed me with Leonardo's one, because every time, because I replaced him the first time I got him because he had a very loose leg. I replaced him, same thing happened again, so I thought, yeah, oh well. But yeah, I mean, that's all my only complaint about it, but it's not really anything to do with the actual show. Okay, next thing, epic slow motion. I thought that was a really cool, fun thing, but what do you think about that little bit there?
Oh, the slow-mo bit. To be honest, that was kind of funny, just seeing them go slow-mo. And I was thinking, hold on a second, something's up with my screen, everything's gone really slow. But no, it was the turtles actually going slow-mo. And I'm not going to lie, that was kind of cool. I kind of liked it because they're all dressed up in their LARP costumes, and they're doing the whole, like, hero montage sort of thing. But yeah, it was alright. It was pretty cool in my opinion, but I don't really have too much to say to that because it's just a small little scene. But overall, I thought it was pretty cool. Added a nice bit of like extra content.
Yeah, I mean, I thought like it was like one of those scenes where it's just like okay, but the thing that like really got me of like how amazing this scene bit was the fact that it had like such dramatic lighting with it, like with all the bright yellow lights behind them. It made it look so dramatic, even though it was just them walking. But yeah, that was interesting. So then in the next scene, we do get Zero Turtles go full LARP with them brutally attacking a dummy, and yeah, I mean, I was quite surprised by that, just because with that scene there, I was really surprised how like really, I don't know, I was quite surprised how like really like they got into it. Like I knew like Leo and Mikey would definitely get into it, but I didn't think like Dom would get into it. But yeah, they just went like all in and attacking them on like the poor little dummy thing. you know, like maybe like one hit would have done, but so many hits.
Yeah, they kind of went full on with that poor dummy. To be honest, if I saw that in the sewer and it popped out, I would probably do the same.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would do the same, but it just seems a bit overkill. So yeah, so then going into the next scene, we do get to see the turtles get teleported into the dungeons, and we do get to see them meet Sir Malachi. What do you think about Sir Malachi?
Sir Malachi, what an interesting character. Like, at first we don't know what he is, like his whole backstory, but we find that out towards the end. But seeing Sir Malachi, this little sparrow or bird-like mutant, was pretty interesting. And I was thinking, how powerful must this mutant be to, like, transport the turtles into this magical world of Dungeons and Dragons? And, like, how peculiar, how have we never seen this creature or mutant before? Like, who is he? Why is he here? Is he a threat? All these different questions and emotions went through me as I first saw Sir Malachi, and overall I think Sir Malachi is a pretty cool character. Hell, I think he may be quite a powerful character because of his sense of manipulation and illusion. And I'm going to talk about that a bit more towards the end with his backstory, but that's what I think about Sir Malachi.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Sir Malachi was an interesting character. I think that he's one which I feel like deep down we can all admit that we can relate to him on some sort of level. I feel like we can all admit that safely. But I don't know, I think that he's an interesting one because of what he can do with his powers. But I'm really sorry to say this, and I know they're going to be disappointed by this. This is the only episode he appears in.
You what?
Yeah, this is the only episode he appears in. But I think, like, I don't know, I don't know, because I think that, like, with what they've done with his character, it was good enough, and I think that they brought him back, I think that, like, they couldn't do anything different other than what they did do, but I also feel too that what they did do with his character was just enough, and with what they did, I don't know, I think it's also a bit poetic with, like, his character, I don't know, I think I'm going to talk about this a bit more when we get to, when, like, I don't know, I think I will talk about this a bit more when we do talk about the voice actors, because I think, like, because I don't think you know who the voice actor is, which I think is going to be interesting to hear your reaction to it. But I think that because of who the actor was, knowing what's happened, I think it's a bit poetic, but like it ends like this. That's what I'm going to say for now. You'll find out who he is soon enough.
Okay.
So then going into the next scenes, which I believe was the monkey ones. Yeah, so we do get to see the turtles fighting the monkey goblins. What do you think about that scene?
The turtles fighting the monkey goblins was pretty funny and kind of cool at the same time. To be honest, the one question that I had was, why do they look like Rockwell? And of course, Leo and Donnie also had the same question as I did. It's like, why do they look like Rockwell? Has Sir Malachi somehow taken over the mind of Rockwell and made him subservient to attack the turtles or whatnot? But that's just my crazy imagination talking. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty cool just seeing them attack the monkey goblins, and it's kind of like irony because they were moaning and complaining about the monkey goblins when they were playing D&D, and now they're actually playing D&D for real life, attacking monkey goblins. It's kind of cool to see that, and yeah, it was really cool to see the monkey goblins fight the turtles and just being so crazy and wacky. And it's certainly something that I'm not used to seeing, like especially in dungeons. Like a dungeon, you'd usually see like skeletons or ghouls, but to see like monkey goblins, it was quite a weird and wacky turnaround of how they went about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the fight overall was, I mean, it went as well as it could have gone. I think it was just like a really fun, short fight that it was there and it did what it had to do, which I think was perfect. But I think that, like, going off of what you were saying about the monkey brain stuff, I mean, I found that to be, like, the most disappointing thing, that, like, they had to keep reusing the same models, and even with the dragon thing with using Leatherhead, I think that's where it gets, like, really disappointing that they can't use, like, create new models and stuff like that, because it's so disappointing because in the 2003 show, in the final season, they do an episode where they go into like a game, sort of like Dungeons and Dragons, but online. It'll make sense when it actually gets to the episode, but it's years away. And in that episode, we do get to see so many weird and wonderful creatures, goblins, minotaurs, you name it, it's there. And it's so interesting to see that like they can do so many creative things with different people and stuff like that, but yet here they actually reuse the same models. And I think like that was so disappointing. And like with that being said, it also does bring up another question of like, how does he know about all these characters, sort of like April, Leatherhead, and Monkey Brains? Because he was only seen in the sewers when he found out about the turtles, and I doubt he would have seen Leatherhead or Monkey Brains. So I find it weird, but I just think it's just gonna be one of those things where I just have to deal with it just because.
Yeah, perhaps so. But just a quick one. This is what I was talking about, why Sir Malcolm is such a powerful character. Sir Malcolm's ability for illusion and manipulation, he may have the ability to read the minds of the people and put them in this illusion. That's how powerful he is. That's what I was going off the lines of, but I'm not too sure if it is or is not, but that's what I would like to think it is.
Well, I guess so, but like, who would be thinking about who would be thinking about Monkey Brains? That's the only question. I can understand like April because Donnie would be thinking that, Leatherhead because Mikey, but who would want to think about Monkey Brains? That's my only question about that one.
Who knows?
So then, next bit we do get to see Mikey doing a golem thing. We're talking about his one ring of awesomeness. Which was a mood, I want to say. What do you think about that little reference?
Major Gollum vibes right there. He was like going full on Gollum, and I'm like, hold on a minute, that ring's not sitting well with me. He's like, you gotta cast it into the fire, mate. You gotta chuck it into that fire and let go. But yeah, it was really funny and a nice little reference there from the Lord of the Rings there, with Gollum in there as well, like my precious. To be honest, I really thought he was going to say my precious, but I feared that he may have got copyright strike from that, but who knows. But yeah, it was really cool to see that little reference in there, and I really did enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like just so great to see that bit done in there. I think like we'd be more turtleified for this episode. I think it worked really well. And I think it was just like a whole mood. But yeah, so then going into the next scenes, we do get to see the turtles going through some traps and stuff like that. But then they do counter to Malcolm again, and Raph gets turned into a turkey. What do you think about that scene?
To be honest, that was quite a weird scene for me to watch. To be honest, like Raphael was going to try and take out Sir Malachi, and then of course Sir Malachi turned him into a turkey. That was just really quite weird for me. Like, why a turkey, and two, I'm not too sure. I sadly don't have too much to say to this. It was just a really funny scene for me, in my opinion, just to see Raphael get turned into a turkey, which is really funny. And yeah, I sadly don't have too much to say for that.
I mean, I really loved Raph being a turkey. I can't explain why, but it's just amazing. And I really wish they made a figure of that version of like the barbarian Raph thing. But I loved it so much. I can't explain it, but it just worked so well. Yeah, I wish I could say more, but I just can't. So then the next scene we do get to see the turtles run away from a ball of fire. And you get to see a angry turkey Raph. What do you think about those scenes?
The ball of fire scene was pretty funny. Kind of reminded me of a bit of like Indiana Jones a bit, which is kind of weird, but it just reminded me of it so much. And also just to see the turtles just run away in absolute fear and terror was just pretty funny to see as well.
What do you think about the angry Raph scene? Or as that turkey?
Oh, the angry Raph scene with the turkey. That was pretty funny too. I really did like that, and how they like got the like anger out of him as him being a turkey. It was just a really cool and funny thing that I thought was kind of nice. Like Raph is, even though Raphael's is turkey, he's still got his fiery temper with him.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what to really say about it. It just works so well, and I think that because he was a turkey, it was really hard to be like, yeah, wow, this is serious. Oh my god, Raph's angry. It's really hard to take seriously, but it was amazing. So then going into the next scene, we do get see the turtles fight the dragon, aka Leatherhead. What do you think about that scene?
When the turtles were fighting Leatherhead in that giant room filled with gold coins and treasure, it was quite weird in my opinion. At first I thought they were going to be fighting a huge, massive dragon like in the proper D&D, but sadly it was Leatherhead. Even though, don't get me wrong, I love Leatherhead. He's a great character. But it was kind of like a letdown. It's like, oh my god, there's going to be a massive dragon. They're going to fight. It's like proper D&D. But then, of course, seeing Leatherhead, him breathing fire, it just didn't sit well with me on that topic. It didn't feel right. It wasn't D&D, in my opinion. And like you said before, them going back to reusing different characters over and over again, it just kind of took it out for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think that with this bit here, I think that it was cool enough to see it, but I think, again, with like the stuff with like monkey brains, it was really disappointing that I don't know, because on the one hand, I do like Leatherhead, I love him to bits, but I think that because you're expecting a dragon and you get Leatherhead, it works well enough, but I think that I just wanted it to be different and something more except just Leatherhead. And the most annoying part about this was in the TMNT Legends mobile game, they did do an event for this Dungeons & Dragons stuff thing, and the final boss in that level was having Leatherhead as a dragon. However, then they actually dressed Leatherhead up to actually be more like a dragon, and I feel like that goes to show like how creative they could have got, but yet they did something like this, and it's just like, it was alright, but there was so much more they could have done, which is just, oh god, it's so annoying. Yeah, so then going into the next scene, we do get to see the turtles fighting Sir Malachi and trying to believe that it's not all real. What do you think about that scene?
The turtles fighting Sir Malachi, that was pretty cool. Kind of weird as well, with Sir Malachi's different moves. One being with his exploding eggs, which came out from his behind. That was very interesting to to watch
Yep.
and to see. It was definitely something. It kind of reminded me of the butt cannons of the Krang henchmen, which was funny. But yeah, seeing the turtles go up against Sir Malachi and fight him, and were able to overcome him by not believing in what they were seeing was real, was pretty cool too. And I just quickly want to say this as well. I kind of liked how they used the riddles to understand that the whole scenario that they were in wasn't real, and that's how they were able to defeat Sir Malachi. The whole perception of reality was not real to them, and so that's how they defeat Sir Malachi. But overall, I think it was pretty cool just to see them fight against Sir Malachi, using the Ring of Awesomeness to distract him, to proper give him a punch in the face. That was pretty cool. That's what I like to see the most in that, with Raphael taking the Ring of Awesomeness and Mikey being all Gollum about it. It's like, no, you can't take my precious away. It's like that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, I found that this bit here to be like really fun because I had to see like all different special effects that I used for Sir Malachi's thing. We had to use like a big fist. I thought that this bit here was like where I had to get like really creative and really lean into the more magical and fantasy stuff, which I think worked really well for what they're trying to do. But with like the whole thing with them beating him, you're saying that it wasn't all real. That bit there really, like, I don't want to say annoyed me or was bad, but it's all like, you know how people like make fun of these stories of basically saying, like wasn't the journey his friends made along the way, or like something like that. it felt like one of those type of things where, you know, it wasn't a joke we did. It was a friends we made along the way. Woo! I don't know if you felt that way, or was it just me?
To be honest, I'm not too sure. After like all of that, like I wouldn't be feeling that. That's for sure.
So then going into the next scene, we do get to see the turtles actually back in the sewers, and we do get to see Don says, "You shall not pass." What do you think about
that? Seeing Donnie do that was awesome. I just loved how we just did that. It's like, "You shall not pass," and that was just. I don't know why, but that made the episode for me. It's like, oh my god, he actually said it. Like, he actually said the line. Because I was thinking, oh, he's not going to say it. He's not going to do it, copyright and all that. And then he actually said it. I was like, oh my gosh, he actually did. And that's what made it for me, this episode, which is great to see. Just to see him, like, "You shall not pass." It was just, I don't know how to describe it. It was just perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, like, it was a really fun scene, and I think that, like, this bit here was, like, really great, but I wish, like, they did lean a bit more into this a little bit more, just because, just because, like, everyone in here has done so many voices on so many other, like, fantasy shows, Marvel, DC, stuff from the 80s and 90s, stuff which we all love and enjoy, and I think that, like, they could have really leaned into a lot of, like, stuff which, you know, like, there's a lot of potential here to do a lot of references, and especially when you do have, like, the person who plays Raph, he was in the Hobbit movies. I think, like, there's, like, a lot of potential there. He could have done stuff with that, but I don't know, I feel like this bit here, like, showed, like, the potential they had with what they could have done with references. So yeah. So then going into the next scene, we do get to see Sir Malakai's backstory. What do you think about that?
Sir Malakai's backstory was, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty disheartening to hear, for a couple of reasons. Because one, the mutagen fell on him a long time ago, and he's just been stuck as this pure mutant ever since. Like, this was a child, this was a kid, like a straight up kid got mutated into this sparrow type mutant, and he's just been playing in the sewers ever since. We don't know if he has a family. We don't know if they're looking for him. We don't know why he's not questioned. Why he's just completely oblivious to the situation. Like, he's trying to suppress all the, like, trauma he's been through, which is just really weird. But yeah, it was just really disheartening. Like, oh my gosh, the mutagen turned him into a child. I mean, not a child, into a mutant. It was just really disheartening. It's like, oh my gosh, he's a mutant. He was a child, and now he's a mutant. This is, like, really messed up. Like, he just wants someone to play with, because no one else would play with him, because he's a mutant. I just found it really sad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to really say about this, just because, I don't know, this bit here has never really been one of those things that, like, really touched me, but I can see, like, some bits in here which will, I don't know, think could make me go, like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a little bit sad, but I don't know, I think, I mean, I haven't really seen this episode so many times to be like, oh yeah, I've seen this episode, like, so many times, it doesn't affect me, but, like, I don't know, there's something about it just doesn't really, like, affect me whatsoever, but I do think, like, there are parts that could affect me, but I don't know what to really say, but, like, I mean, I wanted to, like make fun of the kid just because of, like, the stuff that he did, like, just playing Dungeons and Dragons all day, feeding the birds, but I don't know what to really say about it. It's just one of those things, I guess. But yeah, so then in the next scene, we do get to see Sir Malachi leave, and we do get to see, like a mirage of the, like, mutants following him. What do you think about that scene there?
Seeing Sir Malachi leave and go after hearing that backstory was a bit sad. Like, this poor person, this poor child, to be in fact, he's just now, like, going around the sewers playing Dungeons and Dragons with no one else to play, which is a bit sad. And of course, you saying that we don't explore this character anymore in this series, or season for that matter, it's kind of sad. Like, we don't know where this poor character, this poor child's going to end up. And I was thinking, damn, this was a light-hearted episode. And then when he just walks away, I was like, damn, like you feel bad for the guy, like really bad.
I mean, he was doing the. That was very cringy. Can you really say that it was saddened by that?
Oh, yeah, that bit. Yeah, that bit as well. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to put that bit in. Yeah, when he was going, I was like, yeah, kid, we get it. We understand now. Just go away. Yeah, apart from that, though, it was sad, in my opinion, just seeing him go away. But that was proper cringe, I will not lie. I do agree with you on that bit.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like it's really sad, like with him leaving or anything, but that bit there was with him doing that was very cringy, I'd have to say. And I don't know, I think that the actor who was voicing him, I'm pretty sure that was just one take and that was all that needed. That didn't seem like one of those things that we need to do any more takes.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about this episode overall?
Overall, I thought this was a nice, somewhat light-hearted and cheery episode. It was certainly different to the ones that we're used to, of like fighting the Shredder, fighting the Krang, and I think it was a nice little filler episode, if you get what I mean. Like it was there for the content, and really cool that they used the theme of D&D, because I've never seen D&D in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before. It's just something that I'd never think of before, and just to see them do that, use that theme was just pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say that this episode was like a really nice one for like the filler content, and I think it worked well for being a filler episode. But I think like there's quite a few things in here that like I'd say like a little bit annoying, just because we do get to see all the like enemies which are just reuse models of characters which we've seen before. So I feel like there was potential there to get really creative. But I think that the thing that like really annoyed me about this episode, that like I'd say like really put me off this episode a little bit, was the fact that I do drop the storyline with the mutagen. But other than that, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. So yeah, do you want to hear some comments now?
Let's hear them.
Okay, so on YouTube we have 2 comments. We got Molly's Saran7037. They put, look at Raph, and there's a picture of Raph as a turkey, so yeah. We got Molly's official YT, they put, it wants turkey. Okay.
Okay.
IS, your 89, they put, well, I mean, they do put a little, it's not really spoiled a bit, but it's talking about the actor, so I won't say that yet. But and do go and say it was a great filler episode. Yeah. EXPIX33, they put it was in. They put it was fun indeed. I love the costumes. KL122002, they put, I like D&D and definitely love this episode. There were so many references there. Mikey did very well as a column about his ring. The show has a long run already, and so at the beginning of this episode, the Turtles' reply to Splinter has reflected on their wishes in taking a break. I agree, it's a very good episode, good place in adding a pause. Otherwise, the show would be like Turtles always chasing for something, or being pushed to chase like the Timothy 2003. So, with that being said, what do you think about that? Like comparing it to like 2003 show with this pause in the middle of the show, all that. Because I'd say like it's like a good like example, like I know like the Total Time episode. It was between the like Shredder Strikes story and the Notes from the Underground bit. So I think like this is like a really good like comparison to make. So like out of the two like doing that, which one did you prefer?
To be honest, I'm not too sure. If I had to choose, I'd have to choose the Notes from the Underground. Even though, don't get me wrong, both episodes were good, but I prefer the Notes from the Underground. And the reason why is because it feels more grounded. It feels more organic, if you get what I mean. Like the turtles are interacting with their environment a lot more. It's more realistic because they're carrying backpacks and stuff and all that. But yeah, I have to go with the Notes from the Underground. Even though I did enjoy the D&D aspects of this episode, I really do. But I have to lean more towards the 2003 version for this one.
You have to say, but like when comparing this one to the Total Time episode, I think it's like really. I don't know. I think like two like really great examples of what they can do with their episodes, and I think it's really great. But I think that like what they do with the other episodes surrounding the third episodes is more interesting, because I think that like 2003 goes from like big like story arcs, then there's like one little like episode to break up and then go into the next one, which I think is great. But I think here with like going from like a story driven stuff in the last two episodes to then going into this one and then going into the next two episodes, which are more like just random sort of filler type episodes. I think for like 2003 does like a better job of doing the third type ones compared to like 2012, where you know it could be a filler, it could be story, but it depends. So yeah, Freelance Wolf, they put who shared his pain, and it was the gif of it was a picture of the turtles fighting the troll. So yeah, he definitely felt a lot of pain. Okay, do you want to hear some trivia now?
Let's hear it.
Okay, well, surprisingly, there's actually quite a lot of trivia to go through. So, get ready. Okay, so this episode's title is a reference to the infamous RPG movie Mazes and Monsters, which itself is a reference to Dungeons and Dragons. This episode is similar to a movie Jumanji and Zurath, a space adventure where everything in the board game comes to life. Yeah, I can sort of see that. The episode has many references to Lord of the Rings, a 3-book series written by J.R.R. Tolkien, which include Mikey's creepy obsession with the towards the one plus ring of awesomeness, with the same as characteristics of Gollum, who was obsessed with one ring. We've got Donnie's words, "You shall not pass," said by Gandalf, and then we've got Raphael's words. Raph's words, which says he doesn't do ring, which is reference to Raphael's voice actor Sean Astin team Pass is playing Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings film trilogy. And further in the episode, Raphael demands Michelangelo gives Raphael the ring, who becomes defensive, so Raphael takes it by force and throws it. Another reference to Samwise. Okay. The tale of gold coins being protected by the dragon is reference to The Hobbit. Michelangelo's words, it's the power of ancient evils dudes, is a reference to the One Ring in the Lord of the Rings. So yeah, the location where the trolls fight Leatherhead in the dragon, Leatherhead the dragon is very similar to Smaug's lair in The Hobbit, where the protagonist encounters a big dragon as well. Malcolm's quote, live long and larb, is reference to the volcano statue, which is live long and prosper. Princess April Bubble prison and her crown is a reference to Princess Delphine from the classic legendary game Dragon Lair, and also the final boss single in a non-flying dragon, just like Leatherhead was in the episode. The shape of Leo's helmet in the shape of... Oh, this is interesting. So, Leo's helmet is supposed to be in the shape of Galactus from Marvel. Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, looking back on it now, it's like, yeah, like, that's very obvious. Russ helmet is
that
based...
does make sense now.
Russ helmet is based on the Conan movie, Conan the Barbarian. So Malachi hand stuns with crystal balls in similar manner as antagonist Giraffe from the movie Labyrinth. There were some errors. When Leo is about to strike Leatherhead with his magical sword, the belt strapped around his body were gone. Leo's voice sounds different when he says, that can't be real, Leatherhead. So yeah. Okay, do you want to hear the cast now? Because I think you'll be interested to hear who plays Malachi.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so Rob Paulson plays Donatello, Jason Biggs plays Leonardo, Michelangelo voice plays Michelangelo, Jonathan Dean plays Raphael, May Whitman plays April O'Neil, Kennison plays Oscar and Kitty, Leatherhead's there, but I do believe he does have a voice actor, but sort of not. I know it's a bit hard to explain. I think they reuse. I'm pretty sure like they reuse audio clips from other episodes, stuff like that. Then do get to see the Mind Master is voiced by North. The Princess is voiced by Mae Whitman. Captain Dash Coolstar voiced by Brian Bloom. Spencer voiced by Hoon Lee. Okay, so who do you think plays So Malachi?
Oh, I'm gonna kick myself for this, aren't I?
You might do, but I'm not too sure if you've seen the actor in other stuff. But I'm pretty sure you. I'm not. I mean, I think it's the type of stuff which I think you did watch as a child, but I think it's like the actor which like you definitely have heard of. So, the person who voices him is a person who plays Pee-wee.
Pee-wee, God. Oh, I'm trying to...
Paul Rubin?
Pee-wee. Oh, it's gonna come to me in a sec. Pee-wee. Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Yeah, him.
Yeah. Damn. So, you're talking about Paul Rubin?
Yeah.
Damn. To be honest, I haven't seen, like, Pee-wee's Playhouse. I've only seen a few clips when I was growing up. But yeah, damn, Paul Rubin's... I think I'm saying his name correct. It's been a while. But yeah, literally, that's great. Yeah, because I found him now. I found him, Paul Rubin's IMDb page, and yeah, and he's actually been in quite a few things that I've actually seen growing up. Like he's been in Robot Chicken. He's Turbo. What's the other one? Star Wars Rebels.
Wow.
Star Wars Rebels. He was in Star Wars Rebels for only one episode. He was RX-24. He was RX-24. Damn, I can't believe he's been in majority of the stuff that I've watched as a child.
Must be in wrestling.
I used to watch. Yeah, like Paul Rubin. He's been in a lot. Like The Nightmare Before Christmas, Hollywood Bowl as the Lock. He's been in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare as Willard Wyler in Spaceland zombie voice. Oh my god. Damn. I can't believe that.
Yeah. It's like really sad for like he's passed away, but like I do think for like what did in this episode, even though this episode came out like nearly 10 years ago, I do think he was somewhat fitting with how they did end it, like with him just walking off into the distance. I don't know, because I haven't really seen too much of his work, but I think for like knowing for like what's happened to him now, like which is like really unfortunate, but I think like it was like really like poetic. I want to say just him walking away into the distance. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like does that change your opinion on the ending now?
It kind of makes sense now. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I do understand why they had to sadly drop the character, but I think it was good. Like Paul Rubin is an excellent actor. He was a great actor, and he's been in so many great films, so many great series as well. And he's a world-renowned actor, and of course, I enjoy his work. I love watching his work. Like he's been in so many stuff that I've seen growing up as a kid, like Tom and Jerry as well. He's been in the Phineas and Ferb series. He's been in Star Wars Rebels, Robot Chicken as well. He's been in American Dad. He's been in Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare. These are the stuff that I used to grow up on, and Paul Rubin was and is a great actor, all in all. And it's sad that he's no longer with us, because he would have still produced so much good work, I believe, in my opinion, if he was still around today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on the bright side, at least we do have a lot of great content to watch from him. And he's done so many great things. So, at least his legacy will still live on. And I've got a feeling that like so many people will still be watching so much of his stuff like in years to come. So, he will not be forgotten.
Definitely.
Okay, so then for the next bit, now this bit is going to be difficult because normally with this bit here we talk about the next week's episode and title. However, one big problem with that is that it has a massive spoiler in the title. So I'm not too sure how to really go around this. Do you want me to reveal the title or not? Just because either way, when you do get a link to watch the episode next week, you will begin the title anyway. So it's your choice.
You might as well just say it to me now.
Okay. So you're really gonna hate
it. Is it a big spoiler?
Not really. It sort of is. No, I don't know. It's not really like a big spoiler. It's something which you could have seen coming ages ago, but I know, but it happens in the first 2-3 minutes of the episode, so it won't be too much of a big spoiler anyway. You know what? I'll reveal it because it's not. It's a spoiler, but not really at the same time. So I don't know. Okay, so the episode title is called "The Lonely Mutation of Baxter Stockman." What do you think is going to happen in that episode?
Baxter Stockman's going to get turned into a mutant.
Okay, but what mutant? Or what animal?
I have no clue. Baxter Stockman, he's a character that I can't actually put my can't actually think of, because he's been experimenting with all these different characters. So, yeah, I really don't know. I don't know what he's going to turn out to be.
Okay, well that's going to be interesting. But yeah, do you have anything else to say about this episode, or it's all done this one?
To be honest, I've said that I've needed to say. Overall, I thought this was a great little filler episode. Loved the D&D, and just overall, it was a pretty cool fantasy episode.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I said all I wanted to, and I must admit, knowing now what we do know about the actor of Paul Rubens, it does make this episode a bit more sadder and stuff like that, but overall, it's pretty decent. So yeah, if you don't go onto the podcast, you can either usually comment on YouTube, Reddit, Anchor through text message or voice message, and yeah, I've been your host Teddy,
and I've been Hayden,
and we'll see you soon. Goodbye, yo, bye.
Bye.